Hello and welcome to my channel. This is the final card in my Easter 2018 card series. This card design is really simple, so this card video will be very short. I'm using a two-step stamp and some die cuts to create this card, and there's some textured paper that I picked up from the craft store which I incorporated. Let me move this out of the way and show you how to create this easy card layout. The stamps and dies I'm using today is going to be the Lotus Blossom stamp set by Stampin' Up. This was a celebration item and has a three-step lotus. I'm using the Good News stamp set from Inkadinkado and the stitched frames die cuts that I got from Amazon. I will also need a small amount of blue ribbon, some rhinestones, and my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. This design is really easy, as I mentioned, and the background, I found these papers from Joann's, and it has a texture on it which replicates an embossing folder. And this is real. I got this in multiple colors, and it's really nice to have, and it cuts out a step. Oh, I almost forgot. I also need the Sweet Little Something stamp set because I just want this Happy Easter. If you check my channel, you can find a card design where I use this stamp set. First, I'm going to do my die cutting. So I have my magnetic platform and my one cutting plate, and I have the two die cuts that I'm going to need. So I'm going to get the mat for the front panel by cutting out from the mat for the card itself. So this paper saving trick, you can do it as long as you are careful to ensure that the cutting is within where the paper is going to cover. And you can double check that with your front panel, and as you see, it's going to be completely covered. So that's how you can save a little bit of paper. So I'm going to cut one of that from the blue and one from the white. So this is the die cutting. Remember not to throw away this. So you need this. This is the mat for the front of the card. So I'm going to move on to the stamping of the front panel. So I'm bringing in my Misty tool, and I have put all the stamps that I'm going to need on the door of the Misty tool so I won't lose them. So the first thing I need to do is stamp the most solid part of the three-step flower. And when you're doing the three-step stamps or two steps or however many steps that your stamp design has, it's best to line up the colors of the inks in the order that you're going to use them, so that way you can make sure not to make any mistakes by putting the wrong ink for the wrong layer. So I have these lined up. So the most solid is going to be the lightest one, and I'm starting off with that, which is Desert Sand. And I'll make sure that doesn't move. And there we go. Clean this and move this. And now I'm going to bring in the medium one. So you just put it in place, make sure it is flush with the corner, and line it up. You just look right through the stamp, and you can see very easily on this one where to line it up. Sometimes there are little marks that help you line it up, like this little piece of, this little arrow here is to help you line up this stamp, but I'm not going to use that because I'm just going to look right through the stamp. So just take a little time and make sure that it is correct. Okay. Transfer it to the door. I'm going to bring in my magnet so that doesn't keep moving. And this time I'm going to take the Peanut Brittle, which is the medium color. And I know that this stamp, sometimes this little arrow gets a little bit of ink on it, so I'm going to wipe that off with my finger. Okay. Now this ink dries lighter than it is right here, but this might look a little dark, but it will lighten up. So now the final piece, and all of the three-step stamps, basically you do the exact same series of steps. and you can get really nice results with the 3-step stamps. So don't be afraid of them. And I see that I'm going to have to wipe that off too. And there we are. Very easy. Okay, now I need to do the words for my stamp. For my front panel. And I have the piece. Okay, move that out the way. And the piece I'm going to do in teal, Zeal. This is an unusual color combination for me, but I thought it looked very pleasing to the eye, so I did it. But you, of course, could use whatever colors that you wanted. You don't have to make such a dark flower. And the last one is love. And I'm going to just tuck that right under the blossom. Hold that in place. And this is going to be in the ladybug. Okay. Now I need to get a piece of paper to serve as a mask, because I'm going to now do the leaf and I don't want it to go over the flower. So I'm going to cover this with a piece of paper and put the stem in place. And I'm going to need 2 pieces of paper. I see that because I'm going to have to protect my mat here. Okay. Put this in the corner. Bring this down. I think that's good. All right. Now this is in the way. I said this is going to be a short video, but it looks like I'm going to make it long by not really being prepared. So sorry. Okay. Now, everything's in place. Cover this up again. And this is going to be with the new sprout, the lighter of the greens. Of course, that's in the way. Okay. There we go. And now for this one, this is the detail of the stem. I always have a hard time getting this one to line up. Get ready to mess up, cover that up. And it ends up not quite hitting the solid one. So what I usually do in this particular stamp is to just grab a block and do it that way rather than doing it on the Misty. But I don't have my block available because I have them all set aside for another project, which is crazy when you think about it because I have so many blocks. But, you know, improvise when you have to. Okay, and here we go. Looks like it's going to miss a little bit, but I think it's fine. No, it's good. Okay, so there's the front panel. And this, as I said, is going to get lighter as it dries. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Now I'm going to work on the inside of the card, but I want to explain something before I move ahead. The inside sentiment, I wanted to stamp it with the metallic inks, but I wanted to have a little bit more depth, so I'm going to stamp it first in the London Fog and then go right again with the metallic inks. Everything else is just very simple, so I'm going to just go ahead and make the card and play the music. Please enjoy. And that's the finished card. As I mentioned, this is a very easy layout, and you can replicate this layout for any occasion, not just Easter. In fact, this is after Easter when I'm doing this video, but I wanted to be sure that I got my cards out in time, so I got the cards out and then did the videos after. I'd like to thank you for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all the positive feedback and good comments that I'm getting from all of my friends and family. It really helps me stay motivated, and I hope that you're enjoying them. I'd like to thank my brother David for the music that he has provided, and I hope you're enjoying that as well. After this card video series, I'm now going to start doing my Mother's Day cards and more birthday cards. Please stay with me as I go through some of the really neat designs that I have in mind. Check my channel for all the other series of cards that I have done. I have about 150, 200 or so videos now, and I hope that you will take some time and scan my channel. Take care, everyone, and have a great day.